What do you like us to talk about today?
I would like to talk about toxic people and the negativity they could inflict on others. Let's say a positive individual is spending time with a toxic individual.
What do you mean by toxic?
Um, when I say toxic, يعني the type of person who ما بيحب يشوف others مبسوطين. He doesn't like to see, or she doesn't like to see others, let's say, succeeding in life or taking risks in a way that has that could help a person grow in today's society.
Okay. Have you ever dealt with someone like that in your life?
I mean, I'm sure we've all dealt with toxic people throughout our lifetime. And deep inside, every single person is toxic in their own way. It's just that some people are better at hiding it than showing it, you know? Sometimes people are built in with the nature of being toxic and some people aren't. But slowly and slowly, throughout interacting with, slowly interacting with their surroundings, they will naturally adapt and become toxic.
Okay. You said they don't like to see anyone successful. What does it mean, success to toxicity? Like, if someone is toxic, what does success means to them or to us?
I mean, it could mean many different things when it comes to what toxic, what like it means to succeed for a toxic person. Some toxic people could find success moving forward from a situationship or a relationship in general. Some toxic people could find success, for them it could take on the form of taking part of a new relationship and moving on from an old one. It could be, let's say, knowing what they want in life. It all depends on what that individual is lacking in their lives.
We all went through like feeling like unhappy or a little bit toxic when we see someone succeeding. What does this mean to you?
I'm not gonna lie, there are times where I felt like I was being negative about other people's success and just not being so happy. I'm just envious sometimes, and I think that's normal. That's human nature to be envious of any other person's success. It's just how humans are. How do you know you've like evolved in life? Is when you wish for those people the best, and you aren't, let's say, negative about any form of success in their life.
Okay, that's interesting. Can we sometimes be toxic to ourselves? What do you think about this?
I mean, yes, we can be toxic to ourselves. We do it every day. Sometimes it goes unnoticed, and sometimes we just, we notice it and we decide to do something about it. Like, for example, let's say, now we live in a generation when there are a lot of teenagers developing eating disorders and anorexia, and by limiting themselves and limiting what they could be eating and what they couldn't be eating, that's toxic. Some people might not notice that that's toxic, and some people might realize that is toxic, because once you limit yourself, you're telling your body, no, you cannot have let's say, this choice of nutrition into your body, because there's a specific goal you want to make, an unrealistic goal you want to achieve, which many of young girls are now believing on social media, and that's part of being toxic. And we might not notice it unless others tell us, and that's when we believe things. When people tell us it, whenever people just mention something, that's when we start believing things. We first let them pass, we avoid them. But then when we hear it coming from others, that's when we start to actually wake up and realize that, let's say in this situation, we're being toxic to ourselves.
Why do you think we get annoyed from people and we feel toxicity in our souls? Some situations pass by in our life and everything is normal. Suddenly we hear a word or a comment from somebody and then we get annoyed as if you poisoned me, for example, by injection. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
So your question here is, what would I feel like, or what would people feel like in general when a toxic person injects their toxicity into the society they're part of? Is that your question?
Let me clear it better.
You want to rephrase?
Yeah, I'll rephrase it. For example, now me and you are walking and talking,
Yes.
and suddenly we pass by a friend or a neighbor or someone we know,
Yeah.
a relative. We talk, and that person asks a question
Okay.
or give us this weird look
Weird vibe.
or tell us something like
بيقلنا
new
شيء.
information about someone. We suddenly get annoyed.
يعني gossiping
Why?
in any
Yeah.
sort of-
Why do we get annoyed of something while we are okay? We're normal, we're happy, we're walking. But that word did something annoying.
I'll tell you why. Are you done asking me your question?
Is it clear?
Yeah, it's clear.
Yeah, I'm done.
It's because sometimes we tie memories to words. We tie memories and situations to certain, let's say, in this case, we like tie certain things to words. And they bring back memories, and those memories could, let's say, cause us to snap out or wake up or remember a certain situation that we haven't dwelt with in the past.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I couldn't be clear about this, but
Yeah.
I forgot the term.
Can you, Juliet, tell me about the last situation that you have faced and it was so toxic to you? When was it? Which age? And I'll ask you the other question after you answer.
I'm guessing this is our last question for today.
No, we still have time, by the way. It's only 7 minutes. Yeah, so take your time.
Okay.
Yeah, so when was that last toxic situation which you have faced? When? And what was it about?
To be honest, I don't really remember, but I could name you one. I could, remind you of one. There was this one time where I was at school. I'm not going to give names. And there was like a girl. She sits right in front of me, and I was just showing my friends a small bit of what I felt proud of showing, and I guess they were also supportive, and they were also happy for my my improvement and what I felt like I had so much passion toward, and they were really proud of me and they were encouraging me. And then out of nowhere, the girl, she comes up to me. Like, she doesn't have to come up to me, she's right before me. She just spins herself around and she's like, it's not like you're in a Netflix documentary or a Netflix series with someone so well known. She gave a specific actor's or an actress's name, which I can't recall to remember. But guys, we have a friend with us today. Anyways, I can't recall to remember what's the actor or the actress's name, but she was like, it's not as if you're in a series, let's say, with that person. And then I was like, yeah, and I laughed it off because I don't usually like to, argue back with people who are so negative, let's say, about people's success, or in general negative to themselves, but they don't acknowledge it. I guess that's what happened, and I just laughed it off.
So can you describe that toxicity feeling by words? For example, what was the color What was the smell? What was the thing you heard inside you, the voice? Describe the toxicity more. I want to like make it as if it's a physical statue or a physical thing in front of me.
If you're gonna ask me to paint,
What was the color? What was the smell? What was the
I can't
feeling?
I can't exactly tell you what it felt like, but you could just sense the vibe was off, and like that person isn't happy with their life choice, isn't happy with themselves. It might be because of their, let's say, current situation, current events that have occurred in that person's life. I can't like judge a person. As I said, I can't judge
You can
um,
judge, yeah.
what they're doing. I can't judge why are they doing that, but I can tell you that the vibe was off, and you could just sense it. It could radiate off a person whenever someone's not happy with their life.
Great. Okay, let's go back again to talking about success and toxicity.
Okay.
I guess both of these words, they're opposites at the same time, they're causing each other. For example, if we fail success, we get jealous, and toxicity starts spreading in our feelings, hearts, minds. And I just wonder, what do you think about the reasons that causes failing and toxicity in our life? Why do we fail success and start toxicity towards ourselves and people?
Okay, so أول شيء I think failure ما بيجي unless we combine it with a success, because مين فينو to fail without trying. Because I've heard this term before, and I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly, but every, let's say, winner was once a loser. So let's say, what's my favorite every winner is a loser. So let's say, sorry, I was cut off my trail of thoughts. What attracts failure, I think, into our life is 3 things.
Yeah.
Our surrounding, like the society we surround ourselves with, number 1. Number 2, your words of affirmation to yourself. What are they? How are they like? What do you tell yourself every morning when you get up? What do you motivate yourself with? What are your goals? Have you set your goals? And I think the third and last thing is you don't visualize things. You've never been a person who visualizes your success. And obviously, if you don't have those 3 qualities in part of your daily life, you're obviously going to fail. And if you could visualize yourself doing what you think will succeed, because let's face it, whenever you do something you love, there's no way you're going to fail, because whenever you're doing something you love, you're doing it with passion, and passion never ever like causes us to like fail in life generally, you know.
Great.
It's like
Great.
guarantee.
So if you want to give like a recipe for your friends, the people who are interested to hear us, small recipe about how to succeed and release toxicity, how do you frame it? What's the recipe?
Okay, so like you want me to tell them what are my
Julliette's recipe.
Okay, so number 1 is the first thing you have to do in order to proceed is letting go. So if there's a current situation that's bothering you, a specific someone that hasn't aligned with your mindset, or has just in general done anything that hasn't clicked with you, or just pissed you off, just let go. Life is short, okay? And you're gonna face so many similar situations. You're gonna be put in so many similar situations, and the only thing you could do is let go. Because imagine gripping onto something that was long gone, and you're just still like latching onto it. That's just useless. You're wasting your time, and you're wasting the opportunity and your potential of being a better person. Okay. Number two is you have to always set goals. No matter if they're long-term goals or short-term goals, you have to set goals. Because if a person has no goals in life, no no dedication towards anything, no commitment towards their goal, what is your purpose? I'm sure there is a specific time where you're supposed to work on yourself and figure out what that goal is, and there's no shame in that. But there's a time where you also should have already decided what your goal is, and you should have already set on it and written those goals down. It doesn't matter if you have written them down on a paper or already memorized them in your brain. Is as long as you know what you want in life, and you have the drive, the passion towards accomplishing those goals, then that's the best thing you could do. I think we're at number 3, right?
Yeah, yeah. You said 2.
Okay, so
Three
number
is the
3,
goal, yeah.
I want you guys to take sticky notes if you have them laying around the house. Take sticky notes, and I think I've heard this from a celebrity. I don't remember their name, but if you guys remember their name, please put in the comments. I remember her saying that when you wake up, first thing you want to do is write things on a sticky note. For example, I'm loved. I will succeed. I will accomplish this goal, whatever your goal is. I'm just putting this as in the example. You should always write positive things down on those papers, sorry, and stick them to your mirror. Just to simply remind yourself every minute of the day. Obviously, if you're a negative person, you're not going to agree or align with my mindset
It's okay.
when it comes to giving this advice. But it's up to you, honestly.
Can I say one thing? I'm really sorry.
Yeah,
to
go
cut you.
ahead.
Yeah, everyone, I want you to know that in this short program or podcast, whatever you want to call it, we don't judge, and there is no true answer. We just say what we see
What we
uh,
think.
and what
What's
we
our perspective on life,
Yeah.
on perspective on small things or
Yes.
situations us humans
Exactly.
go
So
through.
if you hear something, it's not suiting to your thoughts, never mind. We're all humans. We have different thoughts, different mindsets.
كلياتنا عنا a different way نطلع عليه نطلع sorry my Arabic كتير مكسر.
إيه.
My mom is an expert.
يعني كلنا بننظر للأمور بطرق مختلفة.
Exactly.
At the end, we're all humans. We're going through different experiences. So we don't judge anyone. Everyone
That's
has,
why
yeah.
يعني لازم ما نعمل judge لحدا. لأنه we don't know what they're going through. Like right now, let's say you're judging or you're judging anybody on the street. you don't try to put this example on yourself. ما بتحاول تحط هيدا الexample على نفسك أو نفسك. Let's say إنه انت هلا or you're judging that girl. ما بتعرف انت شو عم بيصير مع هاي الجيرل بحياتها، وانت يعني ما بتحب ان حدا يجي يعمل جudge لإلك، وانت في اشياء going through your life or لإلك going through your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
هو judging isn't advised at all, but there are some people that can't help
I hope
themselves.
it's clear to everyone. I hope this point is clear to everyone. I would like now to end with the last question. I'm really sorry if we took long time from you, but
But whoever wants to listen will listen and won't mind how much we talk.
yeah. Just the last question, Juliette. If you today, as Juliette, want to get rid of toxicity, what you will tell Juliette? In
I
one
would-
sentence.
Move on. Move on. It's so simple. I mean, yeah, sometimes it's hard to let go of certain situations because they hold memories. But the best thing we could do to evolve as a human being in today's society is letting go, moving on. Because what will we get out of holding on to toxic memories? You tell me. The only thing we'll be getting out of it is negativity and negative outcomes. So the best thing you could do is let go. That's what I think personally.
Really,
And that,
thank
you know,
Thank
applies
thank
to
you,
me.
Thank you. Is there any book you like to recommend to us about such situations, how to face toxicity and how to be stronger? and more confident in life?
Okay, so there's no specific book I would like to recommend about toxic people, but I would like to recommend Surrounded by Idiots because toxicity all falls down to human psychology. You know how humans act. It's all psychology. It all leads to something that has happened in the past, occurred in the past. It all depends on the person's
And sometimes we're the
actions.
idiots.
Exactly.
Sometimes we're the idiots.
We're all idiots.
Yeah, not
Some
only
way.
people.
It's so dumb to look at yourself as if you're better than others. Well, yes, we're sometimes narcissistic. We're all narcissistic in a way, but at the end of the day, we're all human. We all go through the same shit. Some people love to do something about it. Some people don't. Some people are comfortable sitting in dirty shoes, and some people aren't. They like to get out of their shoes and move on to different pair of shoes. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Juliet. I have a lot of questions in my mind, but unfortunately, I don't have like enough time to ask all the questions.
Yeah, we'll leave it for another day.
Yeah, maybe another
I'm fun to
day,
talk to.
another podcast. And hopes you like it. We are,
Yeah, you guys are lucky.
and we want you please to leave your comments. What do you think about this podcast? What are your
Don't think that whatever you're going to say is irrelevant. Just put it down in the comments. Trust me.
Everyone is welcome.
Everybody's different. Everybody has different ideas, and
كلنا بنكمل بعض بهيدي الحياة. كلنا بنمر بظروف مختلفة. بنحب نسمع آراء الكل وبنتطور مع بعض. Thank you so much. Thank you, Juliette.
Yes, you're welcome.
See you next week. Bye bye.
Inshallah. Bye.